This is WSUR and I am Crazy G. You're locked into the G spot, and we started that set off with Blacklist Union, Blown Away. Up next we had Boba Flex, I'm Glad You're Dead, and this last track, Blackberry Smoke, Ain't Much Left of Me. Ooh, well, look who we may have here. Let's check this out. Hello.
Yeah, Greg available?
Yeah, is this Paul?
Yeah, this is Paul. How's it going, man?
Hey, not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Jackson, guitarist and vocalist for the band Blackberry Smoke. Thanks for taking the time to hit the G-spot. How are things?
Things are great, man. We're down here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I think Raleigh somewhere. I can't remember. It all runs together sometimes, you know? We're out here having a good time.
Well, that's awesome. Again, you know, I want to thank you for hooking up with us finally. I know we tried the past couple weeks and we had some technical difficulties, but we're here now and we're good to go. And
no worries.
I appreciate it. Thank you and Blackberry Smoke and NewEnglandConcertReviews.com for hooking this up for us.
Yeah, man.
The band has been around for a little over a decade. For those who may not have heard of Blackberry Smoke, can you tell us how the band formed?
Well, Charlie, Britt, and Richard, you know, our singer Charlie and bass player Richard, drummer Britt, were in a previous band, and they had a singer, and they basically got rid of him, and, you know, Charlie started singing, and they needed another guitar player, and I knew Charlie from a band I was in singing, and a three-piece band, and I just come across him at a bar one night. You know, he'd come in when he had a day off, and whenever he comes in, I used to just let him get up, play guitar, and sing. I go sit at the bar. I told him one night, I said, if you ever need a guitar player, you know, vocalist, I got dibs, and he called me 3 days later, and I went up and played 3 songs, and we've been together ever since. We pulled Brandon in like 5 years ago, our piano player, because we didn't have space in the trailer in the van to hold a big, you know, Leslie and V3 and all that stuff. So when we finally got room, we got Brandon, and thank God we did.
I'll tell you, I've been listening to some of your stuff, and I got to tell you, you know, I like it a lot. I don't want to compare you to anybody in particular, but you seem to have a mishmash of a little bit of everything in there. You know, I want to talk about your most recent release, the Whipperwill.
Right, yeah.
Can you tell us what went into making that CD and who came up with the name for it?
Okay, Charlie came up with the name. There's a song on there called Whipperwill, and he came up with the suggestions for the name of the record. We were like, perfect, we love it, you know, and we had a bunch of tunes, and we were on the road like we always are, and we don't go in and record records normally like people go and spend 3 weeks or 3 months. We had 4 days off to do it. We hustled and went in and recorded 17 songs in 4 days, and then basically the record was done in 5. And we immediately left the studio and went and shot a live DVD, you know, in the Athens, Georgia Theater, like the day after we got out of the studio. We just immediately left, went there, put up production for that, and went to it and went back out on the road.
That's quick. That's really quick.
Yeah, we were so satisfied with it. You know, we're not one of those bands that take forever to do something anyway. If we had a lot of time in the studio, Lord, I don't know what would happen.
As I said, there are a lot of cool tracks on this CD, and one of them, 6 Ways to Sunday, starts this CD off perfectly. What went into this particular song, and was that the plan, deciding on this track being the first on this CD?
Well, when Charlie came up with the riff, of course, and he had the lyrics all sussed out, and we got together and put it together, and we just went in. Like I said, there was no order when we were recording them. After we got them all done, you know, the suggestion on the bus was like, put this one first. We're like, absolutely. We all, you know, shouted out and agreed upon it, and we thought it'd be a great starter, you know, people, you know, plug it in and hear it, you know, and get right to it.
That's exactly what it did for me. I was like, okay, yeah, let's rock and roll, you know?
Yeah. Here's what we're about to do, that kind of thing.
I could say you have so many influences that could be associated with this CD. Too many to mention. It is more evident in the track, Everybody Knows She's Mine. What's the story behind that track?
Well, I remember sitting on we're always on the bus because we're touring, so you'll hear that a lot out of it. Charlie was in there writing this chorus to it, and he came up with the melody and the harmony. I sat in there and sang the harmony with him, and the story just behind it, he had this really cool acoustic guitar riff, you know, and he popped it out, and we're in rehearsal, you know, sound checking. Went over it a few times, and it started to click, and now it's like a fan. People sing it every night. Charlie basically doesn't have to sing it. Oh yeah, just going into putting it together. I don't think we ever really played that that song live before we recorded it, in front of people. We just were always just fiddling with it. Got in the studio and pumped it out, which is always fun. Throwing it together, after we fiddled with it at rehearsal, it's really, really great. It turned out perfect. That was a good song. He did a fantastic job on writing that one, too.
Well, actually, I'm going to be, as soon as we're done with the interview, that's the song I'm going to be playing next. But I've already played 6 Ways to Sunday, and another track that rocks, and I've already played this, Ain't Much Left of Me. What was it like writing that particular track?
Oh, wow, that song was written, a long time ago. David Lee Murphy and Charlie and I were in a room, but they were coming up with some great lyrics, so I kind of just kept my mouth shut. It was really cool. It was kind of, divorce type vibe of a song, and dealing with that, and that song I think a lot of people can relate to. We kind of been doing it last every night, so it's been really exciting to see the people getting to know that one. We I think wrote that 6 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
It got me right into the mood too, and I was like, yeah, this is a really good track.
Yeah, it's not one of those depressing kind of divorce things. It's kind of like an uplifting, I'm still here kind of song, no matter what.
I'm still kicking, I'm still fighting.
Right.
The Whipperwill, that track sounds hauntingly familiar, and I can't put my finger on it. And it is soulful, entrancing, and soothing. Can you tell us what it was like tracking that song?
It was just like you just said, really mellow, it had a really calm, cool vibe to it, recording that, doing that process of that song. It was just really, we were on the same, line of thinking when we just sat down and Britt started the drum beat, you know what I mean? It was a really good time and an easy vibe.
All on the same wavelength when it came to
man, and that's definitely one of those cool, chill out, mellow tunes that you can, sit back and turn the lights down if you need to, get into it, it's great.
It's an all-around solid CD. I'm curious to know, what do you think has sustained you as a band throughout the years? Because you guys been around for over a decade.
Right. Just a family vibe, We understand one another. There's ups and downs, and there's no swollen head syndrome, you know what I mean? There's no I'm better than you, you're better than me type of thing. It's just, we're brothers, All 10 of us on the bus, and I think it's just, keeping our, path, where we, get on the path we're wanting to take and not changing at all. We haven't changed one bit. We're the same. We have the same goal in mind as we did when we first started. We're just doing our thing. There's not really crazy magic to it. We just stay true to ourselves, you know what I mean?
You see that a lot. You'll see people change their way. Artists need to stand up more to what they do and say, look, I'm not changing. This is who we are, and this is what we're going to do.
That was a good thing, like Zach, we were friends with him a long time before we got on his label, Zach Brown, and he's do your thing, fellas, do what you do. That meant a lot to us, and, we pretty much are. We didn't go record this record thinking, oh, this is a single, this is the one. We just laid them out, played them, all the 17 tunes, and we can only fit so much on this record. You know what I mean? It's just, and now we have quite a few more, to do for the next one when we get that process started. I'm glad you like the record, man. That's very cool.
I gotta say, you kind of give me their feeling, and I want to say Lynyrd Skynyrd, And when I first started listening to you, I said, these guys sound not just like them, but there's
a vibe there.
There's a vibe there, definitely. Your influences are vast. Can you tell us who they might be for yourself and the band?
Yeah, we all have different influences, obviously. We all grew up listening to different things, but, there's the main ones that we all, listen to. There's Graham Parsons, The Faces, obviously the Stones, Tom Petty, there's, Beatles, there's Allman Brothers, obviously, and Skynyrd, of course, it's just a whole Marshall Tucker, a whole type of influences that we have, there's some bluegrass that Charlie brings in because he grew up on that, which is killer, I don't know if you spend a lot of time listening to bluegrass, but it's amazing, and me as a singer also, it's like angels singing when I hear a bluegrass singer sing. It blows me away.
It's a good mix. It's good. Yeah. It's a really good mix because you don't see too many artists trying to cross that line.
We're kind of fortunate that we can sometimes get away with doing all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because a lot of bands, they can unfortunately get themselves stuck in a certain thing, and that's it. So we just, like I said, do what we do, and hopefully the people get it.
I get it, and it sounds great. You guys have a show tonight at the Ritz in Raleigh, another tomorrow at the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach, then off to do some international shows.
Yeah, we get, I think, a day and a half home to do our laundry, and then head over there for, like, I think it's 3 weeks, maybe, or 2 weeks.
Do you know what the fan base is like overseas compared to here in the States?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about the fans over there. They know everything about the record, you know. I mean, they get really into it. It's like, you know, we get music over here, you know, but they don't get certain type of music. But when it's available to them, they jump in head first, you know what I mean? And it's really amazing, you know. We have a lot of, like, people on Facebook hitting us up, you know, when are you coming to Brazil and all that stuff like that, which we haven't planned yet, but I know we're going to. But the fan base over there is kind of the same, but not in the respect that they raise a lot of cane over there. I guess they have a really good time at the shows too.
Yeah, we'd get in trouble over here for doing some of the stuff they probably do over there.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. If anybody hasn't been over there, you know, overseas, the UK or whatever, I suggest, you know, if you ever get a chance, to definitely go check it out. It's interesting.
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, great. I mean, it's beautiful. You know, it's beautiful over there. It's crazy.
Is there anything you want to say to the fans of Blackberry Smoke?
Yeah, man. You know, thanks, and thank you for standing by us and, you know, listening to the records and the stuff we put out, watching us on television and all that good stuff. And for a personal note, for me, I kind of just use the word friends instead of fans, you know, because everybody, you know, I'm just friends with everybody. You know, I think it's great in this business. You meet a lot of people, and it's very, very cool to wind up friends with everybody. Cause we all try to say hello to everybody that comes to the show, one way or the other. I want to thank everybody, you know.
That's a great attitude.
Yeah, you too, for definitely checking the record out and stuff too, man. It's very cool.
Anytime. I love music of all kinds, and, you know, if I can help an artist out or a band out, then so be it.
Right on, man.
What is next for you guys, Blackberry Smoke? Do you or have you already started the writing again for yet another CD?
Oh, yeah, we've already started that. You know, Charlie has a bunch of really, really great songs, and he brings them in, we put our pieces to them, and, you know, that process has already been done. We're playing a few of them live right now, you know, out, you know, testing the waters with them and stuff and whatnot. And then we have a live record coming out very soon, in between the, you know, Whipperwill and the new one. We're going to have a live record coming out soon.
Ah, very cool. That's awesome.
So we're excited, real excited about that, and you get that to the people, you know. The main thing for us is, you know, just to get the music out to the people, you know.
It's hard. It's hard today because there's so many artists, you know what I mean?
You are correct.
In so many genres, and for you to just get that break, and when I say you, I mean, you know, the general population of all the musical artists in the world, it's very difficult. You got to bust your hump just to not get anywhere sometimes, but
right.
I think that gives the power to the individuals to say, you know what, I don't care what they say, we're going to keep pumping this stuff out, and we're going to get it right, and we're going to do this.
Absolutely. I agree. 100%, 150% actually.
Well,
I agree with you.
Well, listen, Paul, I've taken up enough of your time. I know you have a show tonight. I want to thank you. I want to thank Blackberry Smoke. I want to thank NewEnglandConcertReviews.com. I hope you guys take a trip up to the Northeast sometime so I can catch you live.
Yeah, we'll be back up that way. We played in Portland, Maine, I think it was. And it was beautiful up there. We loved it. And a lot of snow, man.
Yeah, well, we still got it. And if you want some, I'll send some to you.
I am all good.
Well, listen, I want to thank you again. I wish you the best. I wish the band the best, and have a great show tonight. And good luck with everything in the future, man. Hope to hear some more.
Thank you so much. And you guys be safe and stay warm.
Oh, most definitely, my friend.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Paul Jackson, guitarist and vocalist for the band Blackberry Smoke. Very interesting individual and very interesting band. Right now, we're going to play a song from their newest CD, The Whipperwill. This is Everybody Knows She's Mine, right here on WSUR.